Expectations are high and a lot of people are looking forward to what is going to be going down over the weekend. Of course, Manchester United still not learning from their Champions League mistake. You already know how it's going. Then moving to Napoli, Osimhen won't renew Napoli contract. Arsenal cruise into Champions League last 16 after hammering Lens. These and many more will be hitting your screen right here on Oweleketv Sportrush this beautiful day. My name is MC Ramsey, the man with jersey number 10. Of course, I'm not alone on the show today. I also have Mr. Darlington. He is putting on jersey number 11, and we are going to be performing right on the pitch for you today. Just sit down, watch, and see how it's going to go. All right, Mr. Darlington, it's good to have you right here in the studio. How you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. It's good to have you too. It's really good to have you. I'm really happy.
How is the weekend popping for you?
It's going great, actually.
All right. Expectations are high. Do you have expectations for this weekend, or like last weekend, everything that happened?
Yeah, last weekend was okay, actually. All right. It was what many of us expected, but you know, my team lost actually. And this weekend, actually, we are hoping to have a very positive result, both for my team and for, you know, the whole lots of football lovers around the globe.
All right, we expect something great from the world of sport for all sport lovers and all sport fans. As a matter of fact, let's quickly take you through some stories before we come to the analysis. Manchester United are used to breaking records in the Champions League, but the current crop will be concerned. They have not conceded, and they have not scored a lot of goals as expected, but rather they have conceded more goals than any United team in group stage history so far. So good, showing how far they are from competing at the top level. Okarima vicious equalizer for Galatasaray on Wednesday was the 14th goal to pass Onana in 5 European matches, leaving United bottom of the 4-team table and in danger. I call it danger because it is not going to be really easy for them. It is another time that they are in another danger again of any early exit. It was the only time in Istanbul when the goalkeeper could not be blamed for letting the ball pass him. A worry in itself, but then before each error, United came with a lot of error, but before each of the errors were 2 goals ahead, but they opened the door for Galatasaray. This is not the first time they have been architects of their own downfall. Manchester United have been architects. They have been the ones contributing to their own downfall, and this is not the first time this is happening. It has happened before, and it is happening again. You can remember in Munich, they twice reduced the deficit to 1, but then within 5 minutes allow Bayern to score and end another chance again for securing a point. Let's talk a little bit about Manchester United. Manchester United is one big club, of course, as a matter of fact, in England. Looking at their performance, they seem not to be learning from their mistake. What do you think about that? Especially this crop of players that we have. They have conceded more goals in Champions League stages compared to any other sets that we've had in history. What is your assessment, general assessment of Manchester United at this very particular point in time?
You know, football is a team sport, as you well know, right? You cannot put up a team you can put up a team, but you cannot have a team flowing. You get Manchester United have individual players around the whole pitch for them. Actually, you see individualism in their gameplay and everything. You can put blame for the likes of Onana, Harry Maguire, Rafael Varane. Trust me, these guys have done it in the big stage for other teams. But when you are coming together, you have to come in as a team. This team has individualism. They are very egocentric, especially their captain, Bruno Fernandes. You can see him complaining around in the pitch always. You know, they have a chance of survival in this Champions League. But for a team of Manchester United's caliber, to be waiting for Copenhagen and Galatasaray's results and actually going to play with Munich, come on, you cannot beat Munich. You know, even if Munich have qualified with 10 points on, they still want to score goals. They are the highest scoring team in the Champions League history. So you expect them to score goals. That's what they're known for. And considering the fact that Harry Kane is trying to break a record, he's trying to create more records for himself actually. So you expected them to score goals. So the chances of them qualifying is very bleak. But hopefully, I would want them as English sides to qualify for the beauty of the game.
Are you trying to give them hope?
Yeah, it's for the miracle of the game. We're expecting miracle in football. Football is all about miracle. We're expecting it to happen so that we all want to enjoy the beauty of the game, actually.
All right, he said the game is all about miracle. Will the miracle happen for Manchester United? That is the big question. Manchester United fans, what's up with you guys? Just let us know in the comment section what you are thinking, if you will survive this Champions League this time. Remember, Munich is not a club to just push aside. Looking at history, let's quickly move to what is happening in Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal were able to cruise into the Champions League last 16 after hammering Lens stylishly. They were able to move up the ladder at the knockout stages. Well, in Group B, they are the winner, trashing French club Lens 6-0. That is massive at the Emirates Stadium. The Premier League leaders kick off needing just a point to reach the last 16 of the competition, following their PSD and Hovens 3-2 comeback win at Sevilla. You know how it actually happened. That happened earlier on Wednesday evening, and Mikel Arteta's men, oh my God, duly delivered in devastating fashion thanks to first half goal that came from Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka. Well, if you want to talk about Bukayo, well, I love that guy. I love him, but I wouldn't tell you why I love him. Then Gabriel Martinelli and also Martin Odegaard, they were the ones that made it on that day. Then substitute Jorginho also completed the scoring with a late penalty awarded following another one that came. Of course, we are moving very fast, but then let's quickly move to other stories and see other things happening. What about Alice Becker's injury? Well, according to the information, the injury is not as bad as Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp first said it was. The fear actually came for Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson Becker for more than a fortnight, but the manager Jurgen Klopp and Mrs. has said well, it is not as worse as it was actually expected. Still moving on right here from so many things are happening. It's going to be another wonderful time again coming up this weekend. Then moving away from there, let's go to other things happening. But then before we go to other things, let me ask you this question right now. We're talking about Arsenal in their performance in the Champions League. Then you talk about the injury. Just in few words, what do you think about Arsenal? Well, it is not all about getting to this stage, but then cruising past this stage. You've cruised into this stage, okay, the round of 16. Yeah. What will happen after that? Where do you see Arsenal in the Champions League so far?
You know, speaking of team play, Arsenal, you see they are having a very good team play. They are playing very well. You see they are connecting very well. And that's why they are having victories for them, actually. That's why they're in the top of the pie in the Champions League. All right? So their win was not something that it's something that we expected of. But speaking of Alisson Becker's injury, that's going to be a big miss. If he is, as expected, going to be injured for a long term, actually, because he's
actually going to miss some matches, yeah?
Yeah, he's one of the best players in Liverpool team. You don't take credit from people like that for granted. Alisson Becker is very important to their cause, actually, because he's the best goalkeeper in the world, actually. So we should hope and believe that the injury is not for long term, and their second choice goalkeeper, Colin Gallagher, actually feeling for him as a good deputy. So that's the best possible bet a Liverpool fan can actually want.
All right, Liverpool, that is the hope that you have right now. Moving away from there, let's go to what is happening from the Europa League. Liverpool have reached the last 16 of the group winner with victory over Lask at the Anfield. Godi Akakpo's double was able to fire Liverpool into the Europa League last 16 as they rotted last 4-0 was how that game actually ended. Well, were you expecting that game to end that much, or you feel the club?
Expecting more.
You're expecting more
with that frightening attack. Come on. Salah, Jota, Darwin Nunes and Diaz. Come on, Cody Gakpo. You expect of more, but it's a good win for them actually, and they actually scored a good amount of goals.
But right now, as I speak with you, Uruguayan club side sits at the top of Group E thanks to that goal that came. Gakpo's brace and goals from Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah, like he said at Anfield, was what actually made it happen for this group. All right, as it is right now, we will go on a quick break. When we return again, remember, this weekend is loaded. We will bring you some of the happenings from the home front, of course. We'll talk about the Nigerian side, we'll talk about what is happening, we'll talk about Osimhen, and we'll also give you the fixtures of the matches that will be going down over the weekend. Don't go nowhere, we will be right back.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleket.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
All right, welcome back from that little timeout. It is still a Sportrush on Oweleketv with MC Ramsey, the man with jersey number 10. And of course, I have my guest in the studio by the name Darlington with jersey number 11. You might be surprised why we are putting on this jersey. Well, it is an invisible jersey. We're talking about our position in the field of play. Returning from the dressing room right now, let's take you straight to what is happening in Napoli. Well, Osimhen have had should I say a full cup due to what happened to him in Napoli. Is it a sign that he's no longer accepted in Napoli? But then a whole lot is happening. He is still wanted. Napoli still want him. You see his performance so far, you will know that he is a player that any other club will always want to get in their team. And as a matter of fact, talking about some English clubs looking for him right now. Where do you want him to go? Where is he expected to go? Or you still want him to remain back there in Napoli? This is what we want you to add your voice to in the conversation today. You can actually do that in the comment section so that you can be part of the show. But now I am moving straight to my guest in the studio. Let's know from him. Arsenal is right there doing their banter, how they can get him in. Then Chelsea and other clubs are also there. But then, which club do you think Osimhen will find himself? Or you still want him to remain in Napoli? All right, let me move to Darlington with jersey number 11. Osimhen, our brother. What do you think of him? Are you saying it is time for him to leave Napoli? And if it is time, you tell us why. And which club do you think will be better for him? I know you wouldn't be sentimental. I know you wouldn't. So just tell us what's on your mind, as the fans also have their own opinion too.
All right. Osimhen's contract situation is a very big one. It's a big loss for the people of Napoli. Yeah, and their president and everybody in the board and everything. Yeah, their media actually made a mess of what they delivered to the public on their TikTok and stuff like that. So it's evident that they will lose such a star player in the team, considering one of the top 3 best strikers in Europe or in the world of football right now. You don't make mockery of people like that. I still feel there's racism in football, and that's one of the major reasons he's going to leave. And speaking of him leaving and which club suits him better or which club should he go to, there are rumors flying around Europe actually that he should go to some big publications, some big footballers, they're telling him to go to Real Madrid, because Real Madrid actually needs a number 9. And he will slot him perfectly into the Real Madrid system. I don't know what the hierarchy thinks of the signing of him. But Chelsea, speaking of Chelsea and Arsenal, the best team for Osimhen right now to go to is a team that actually play possession-based football. And a team that is actually in a good shape right now. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I, for one, will want to see Osimhen in the Arsenal colours, because he's actually going to score goals. With the more chances they are creating right now, he's actually going to score goals. But speaking of Chelsea, if he comes to Chelsea, let's hope he does what Osimhen does best: score goals and bring Chelsea back to the top echelons of Premier League. And that's what we're actually expecting of him. Actually, okay. So Osimhen going to either Arsenal, Chelsea, or Real Madrid it's a yes for Osimhen, it's a yes for his agency, and he has even spoken out publicly that he will wish to actually leave. So Osimhen is going, and I want him to go. And the world of football will actually want him to leave Napoli. So that's my take for Osimhen.
All right, that is his own take for Osimhen. Osimhen should leave. And as a matter of fact, it is better to leave when the ovation is high. You don't leave when you are no longer celebrated, but when the ovation is high, you can also leave, and that is going to be another wonderful one. Of course, let's move to other stories, as we have a lot of stories piled up today. Quickly, let's look at what is happening from Nigeria, of course. Well, a lot of players are now saying, well, they may not be available for the match of Nigeria. Then we want to look at Blanta's not joining the team anymore. You remember her performance during the World Cup. She was the best player, and she was in the women's team, and she did very, very well. But then she said, based on her personal decisions, she is away at the moment. We remember what happened during the retirement of our own goalkeeper, who they are now calling back right now. Uzo, come back, come back, come back. But Zo said, no, I am not coming back. I was forced into the team. And now Blunta is saying, well, for my own decision, I decide to stay away, even though she had a very good time with the Super Falcons. Let me move to my guest in the studio right now. What is wrong with the national team of Nigeria, both the female team and, of course, the Super Eagles, the Super Falcons and the Super Eagles? Talking about Blunta being away. Blunta, you know, she was very, very fantastic during the World Cup. You saw her performance, all the games that Nigeria played. She was so fantastic. Her performance actually brought her to limelight, and a lot of clubs were actually vying for her. But at this point in time, she's away, and she's been away, and she said it is her decision to be away. Are you thinking something is wrong somewhere, something is fishy, or because she's still active, you know, she's still active, but then pulling out?
Ashley Plumper, all right? She's in Saudi Arabia right now. She's doing well for herself. She just bagged an award in the Saudi Arabian League right now, all right? She's doing very well for herself. So I think the coach did not invited her, something like that. That was what transpired. And then she took it upon herself. She was very influential. If you see her in our national team setup, she's very influential in her position. One of the best in her position, very consistent and all that. So I think it's a problem that they'll fix very soon. She actually loves the Super Eagles. She dumped England national team for Super Eagles. If you remember, she was actually a feature in the Leicester City team when she was at England playing for the WSL, the Women's Premier League in England. So she dumped England. So it's all evident that she loves the Super Falcons. But I think there's a problem in the hierarchy, either with the coach or the system. I don't know. But I know she will come back, and she will come back for good. She will represent. I know for a fact that she's going to represent us if called upon anytime in the upcoming AFCON, in the upcoming Women's Nations Cup. I know she will come back.
All right, I know she will come back. I also know she is going to come back. But then the question we are asking, and the question the fans are asking right now, is how soon is she returning back? Is she returning back to join the team in good faith, or her decision is going to be the final? Well, it is still Sportrush live on your screen. And of course, we are bringing you more stories from what is happening from the world of sports. This weekend is going to be loaded. This weekend is actually going to be loaded. Let me ask you, which of the matches, before I bring the fixtures, which of the matches are you looking forward to this weekend?
There are lots of matches I'm looking forward to this weekend, actually. Yeah. Speaking of the Chelsea versus Brighton game, that game is Chelsea is trying to bounce back. Then you see the Liverpool game, of course. Liverpool are going to continue their momentum. And the Manchester City game, Man City are going to try as much as they can to make sure that they come back to where they are from. Guardiola is angry with the team. Drawing to Liverpool that day was not something that he expected. So he's angry with his team. Arsenal are going to want to continue their momentum and all that. So that's what I'm expecting for them this weekend. It's going to be an exciting weekend, actually. Expect surprises.
All right, what about the match between Manchester United and Newcastle?
Manchester United and Newcastle game, that one is a big match. last week I told you that Newcastle are no joke in football, and you saw that for yourself. They just beat Chelsea 4-1. They're not ready to slow down. Coupled with the fact that they have injury issues, they're not ready to slow down. Trust me. They want to win. They want to go as far as they want to. You can see that they're trying to push for themselves. They want to go further than everybody is expected of them. They have lots of injury issues, and they want to, as much as they can, push. And Eddie Howe is actually at the back of this team. You can see that he's even playing with them. It's like their 12th man. That coach is their 12th man. He's a genius.
So he's the 12th man in the field.
Yes, he's a genius. You can see the backing the players have for him, despite of the injury issues. For a team that is inexperienced like this, both in the Champions League, they're in the Champions League, they're in the league, and they're doing very well. They just drew PSG just now. Not something that anybody expected, but they're still going, they're growing, they're improving every day. They're a spectacle to watch. So, a good team.
All right, Newcastle, a spectacle to watch, according to the man with jersey number 11. Let's quickly go through the fixtures that we have for tomorrow, Saturday, the 2nd day of December, 2023. Arsenal versus Wolves. That match is going to be coming at 4 p.m. Then Burnley will be taking on Sheffield United. That's going to be 4 p.m. Brentford versus Luton. That's going to be 4 p.m. Nottingham Forest versus Everton. That match is going to be 6:30. Then Newcastle versus Manchester United. That match was actually separated from all of the matches, and it's going to be happening at 9 p.m. tomorrow. That will be the last match for tomorrow. Then we move to Sunday's fixture, when it's going to be happening with Bournemouth is going to be playing at home to Aston Villa. That match is going to be 3 p.m. Then Chelsea and Brighton, like he rightly said, that match is going to be another nut to crack, and that match is going to be coming up on Sunday. And that's not the only match that will be happening on Sunday. Liverpool will be taking on Fulham, and that match is going to be 3 p.m. West Ham United will be taking on Crystal Palace. There is going to be 3 p.m. too. Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. That match is going to be 5:30 p.m. I know you want to say something about Man City and, of course, Tottenham.
The Premier League always features big matches in a week, and this one is one of those big matches. Expect fireworks. Expect fireworks. Pep Guardiola has drawn 2 matches now against the top 6 teams in the Premier League, against Chelsea and now against Liverpool. You see, he wants to grind that result now. The boys want to show off and tell him that, see, boss, we're right at your back. We're the best team that you have, and we're better for you. And as the Postecoglou, I told you, you don't write that man off. That man is a genius in the game. And some of the players are red carded, some of them are injured, they are coming back. So expect fireworks in that game.
But if I ask you to do a prediction between Manchester City and Tottenham, who would you give it to?
Giving it to Manchester City or Tottenham. Okay. All right. I'm going to give it to Manchester City this time.
Manchester City?
Yeah.
Are we looking at a goal line here?
Okay. 3-1. Good scoreline.
3-1. Wow. He said he's giving it to Manchester City. 3-1 defeating Tottenham tomorrow. The time is 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. Just stay very glued to your screen, and afterwards, get to the comment section and drop your comment and your reactions, and we will bring it up right here so that we can banter on it. This is your favorite sport show, anytime, any day. Well, I don't know, but then time is up. Time is up. The referee is already blowing the whistle for us to bring the game to an end, and this is where we'll be drawing the curtain. As a matter of fact, you can follow us on all our social media platform. Social media handle is Oweleketv. Then, of course, you can also visit our website at www.oweleket.tv. Okay, my name is MC Ramsey, the man with jersey number 10, and of course, it has been my wonderful analyst, and of course, I don't know, but then I wanted to give you a name, or I should ship you across the sea to the other side so that you can analyze there. All right, well, it's good that we have you right here today, and we hope to have more of you. Darlington, the man with jersey number 11. Hope you're comfortable with jersey number 11, of course.
Come on, I'm comfortable.
He's comfortable with jersey number 11. So just let me know the jersey you are comfortable with in the comment section. All right, have a beautiful day, and thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye for now.
Yeah.